it is interesting how your perspective on things can just kind of turn on a dime. Literally earlier this week, I just suddenly decided that, hey, short form content kinda sucks. Which I know is an incredibly ironic thing to hear from somebody coming like me, who makes content for a living, and whose majority of videos that exist on this platform are short ones. That is an incredibly ironic thing for me to say. But it is true. My perception, my opinion on short-form content completely 180'd earlier this week. And it's not because... And that isn't because I sort of developed any kind of, like, envy towards people who have been able to make short-form content work, because the Lord knows that I haven't. Even though I don't blame you for thinking that. If you do think that, like, oh, he's just saying that because all of his short-form videos, they always perform like garbage. Which is true. That is very true. But it's not the reason why my perception on short-form content suddenly shifted completely 180'd. It's because I've found that, at least for me personally, I've started to treat it like a drug. I've started to treat watching short videos like an escape. Like a quick and easy and convenient dopamine hit. And you do that enough times, and suddenly the dopamine just doesn't hit as good as it used to. And especially these last few weeks, I have caught myself on numerous times scrolling through my phone, and I vividly remember saying to myself, what am I doing? Seriously, what am I doing sitting here scrolling through these videos? What am I looking for? What am I hoping to find? What is the point of this? Why am I doing this? And not only that, not only did I realize that a few weeks ago, but months prior, I had sort of felt this internal shift take place where I was no longer enjoying short-form videos, especially compared to long-form videos. There is 95% of the time, the content you will catch me watching are long-form videos on YouTube. Videos that are 20 to 45 minutes long that cover a broad topic of discussion, information, video games, story, whatever, and they go into great detail about these things, and they have a very clear message to them, and they take you on a ride that is very nice, a ride that doesn't bombard you with retention edits and overused sound effects to the moon and back, and they're trying so desperately to fight for your attention because apparently some brainiac decided that the best way to succeed with short-form content is to retain people, is to capture their attention and hold on to it for as long as possible. And that has resulted in the creation of an indescribable amount of slop. And I don't mean AI slop, although that is a thing that exists, and it is pretty annoying. I mean human-made slop. These short-form videos where there's a cut every 1.5 seconds, and a sound effect every half second, and every single frame has got these big flashy subtitles and this loud, upbeat music that never slows down. They just bombard you with so much stuff in such a short amount of time. It just sucked away all of the enjoyment that I get out of watching videos. When you've convinced yourself that you have to make videos that way, where you have to try and cram as much information into a 60-second video as possible in order to succeed, you end up with something that is incredibly rushed, difficult to follow, and frankly is just a sensory overload. I don't mean to sound like an old fart here, but it really is a lot to process when a 60-second video is chucking so much garbage at you. And for me personally, it sucked away all the enjoyment out of watching videos in the first place. sucked away the enjoyment of making videos, because oh man, did the Lord know that I tried to make videos this way. I had tried to make videos this way, and it took so much time. It took so much time to make a video with this stupid retention style editing, only for nothing to happen with it. Only for it to feel like a chore. No longer became fun for me. No longer was fun. It's I think now, that is not to say that there aren't long form videos that are also pretty sloppy, because there definitely are, don't get me wrong. But all of the long form videos I've been watching, especially recently, are pretty personal. And I don't mean personal like people sharing deep secrets or stories they've never told anybody. I mean personal like it feels like you're hanging out in the same room with the person who is on camera. Like you're just having a one-on-one conversation with them, like this. Or like you're conducting the same experiment that they're conducting. You're in the room with them as they test this thing, as they try this game, as they tell this story. It feels real. It feels real, and that is why I think short-form content, especially nowadays, really sucks. Because most of it feels so incredibly fake. Now, some people embrace that fakeness for comedic effect, and they do a good job at that. But there are a lot of people who try to make this fakery look like their real life. And that has put me in a whole bunch of different emotional spirals before. Make me doubt myself, make me feel like I'm falling incredibly behind in life, made me feel like I should be doing things a very specific way, otherwise they won't work. So it was a weird combination of feeling inadequate while also watching something that I knew wasn't real. And so earlier this week, I just decided that I had enough. I had enough. I'm done. I don't want to continue to put myself through this anymore. I don't want to continue feeling this way. I don't want to keep creating videos that are chasing the very trends that are making me feel like garbage. I would much rather make videos that are like the ones that I am actively watching, that I'm actively enjoying, that I'm actively relating to and connecting with. Oh, hi, Barrett. Hi, buddy. It's okay, I'm just shooting a video. You want to come say hi to the camera? Well, come here. Well, come here, buddy. No, it's okay, look. This is one of my dogs. This is Barrett. He's the youngest of the two. And he's a very sweet boy. I love him very much. Yes, I do. Okay, go get your dad. Go get your dad. A good boy. So, yes, with the amount of slop that's out there on the internet these days, I think the vast majority of people, myself included, we just want something real. And short-form content has become the opposite of that. So, did not mean to bump the mic there. So yeah, you will be seeing way more long-form content from me, just because I think it's better to watch, better to make. And doesn't make you feel like crap.